All right, all cinephile Mike here, and we are just about halfway through this week's theme of the rest of the globes, mostly. And it is day 38 of Award Season Review, Season 2, and today I am revisiting one of the biggest box office hits of 2023, Lionsgate Films' John Wick Chapter 4. Ah, the fourth chapter of John Wick's saga, directed by Chad Stahelski and written by Shay Hatton and Michael Finch, is the most successful film of this franchise thus far in its just about decades long, presence with us. And this is one of those franchises. It's actually every film from the first to this one, the numbers have only gone up. Let me talk about this for a quick second because I know some of you are box office fans like me. Worldwide, the first film in 2014 took home $86,081,850. Then Chapter 2, 3 years later in 2017, more than doubled the first with a worldwide box office take of $174,348,632. And then they figured, oh, why not? Let's just about double that. With Chapter 3 in 2019, 2 years later, taking home $328,349,387 at the worldwide box office. And then this season, Chapter 4, which is the first film post pandemic, holds the 12th place holding right now for all films released in 2023 with a worldwide box office of $440,146,694 total, where domestically it accounted for $187,131,806 and got the remaining $253,014,888 from international markets. Now, award season wise, it was nominated at the Golden Globes for Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. It was awarded the Outstanding Achievement in Stunt Artistry from the National Board of Review. And as of the other day, it was nominated for Stunt Ensemble in a Motion Picture at the SAG Awards. Now, this film, these nominations will probably be the main ones that it sees. However, as it was with the NBR, it won the Stunt Ensemble there. Does that mean that it's going to take home the SAG Award as well? I guess we'll see next month. So, John Wick Chapter 4 picks right up where we left our hero at the end of Chapter 3. Now, for anyone who has not seen any of the John Wick films, here's a quick 3-film spoiler-free review. John, a professional hitman, in the first film is enjoying retirement from the hitman life until a group decides to take his car and kill his dog, which will begin, as I said, one of the most successful action franchises of recent history. Then we get to Chapter 4, where after many bang-ups from the first 3 films, John is about to go head-to-head with the High Table, the organization that employed him as a hitman. Traveling through the deserts of Morocco, the high rises of Osaka, Japan, the streets of New York City, and finally some of the most beautiful venues in Paris, France, we will see John come up against High Table member, the Marquis Vincent Bisset de Gramont, in the final duel. Now, getting to this duel, not so easy. Also, John has battled through a lot in these 3 previous films, which cover a very small period of time. Could this be John's last duel? We have an almost 3-hour movie that is going to explain this to us. And this film packs a lot of punch. And yet, when it stops stops all the fighting to engage in a plot, the characters engage in a dialogue that does engage. And, again, 3 hours long, but it fills the time as best as it can. Now, this has to be a testament to Hatton, who was one of the writers on Chapter 3, who knew how to continue this story that was started by Derek Kolstad, who penned Chapters 1 and 2 and co-wrote 3 with Hatton. They keep the story moving along, and they provide just the right amount to make sure they satisfy the subplots they have going, in addition to making sure we're invested in the primary plot. Also, the action sequences, these are a sight to behold. And yeah, I'm going to say the best in the franchise thus far, specifically 2. The battle in one of the high rises in Osaka, and especially the penultimate battle involving John many hitmen, and the 220 stairs that make up Paris's Rue Foyatier. My apologies if I pronounced that wrong. I mean, that scene alone, that ultimate battle, that deserves a stunt win, if nothing else. You'll see what I mean. Now, Keanu Reeves, as the titular John, has been having a ball with this franchise, but even he has said in the interview, these films take a toll. He's very enjoyable in them, and his dry humor and monotone vocal quality that don't always work in other films serve him really well here. Now, he's aided in this film, which may or may not be the last. I mean, John Wick Chapter 5 is confirmed. He is aided by reunions with, Lawrence Fishburne, which is always great to see the two of them together from the Matrix films. He has some great exchanges with franchise staple Ian McShane, and we have two new foes as in the form of Bill Skarsgård as the previously mentioned Marquis, and Donnie Yen as another hitman that John will come to terms with. Now, I will say, the film does grab you from the first kill to the final hit. Forget a bit long. Now, cinematically, the cinematography in how all of these fight scenes was captured is incredible. It's a shame that the American Society of Cinematographers did not recognize this film. I was kind of holding off on this one until those nominations got released before I reviewed it to see if it would pick up the cinematography as an action film. Unfortunately, it did not. So, again, this film fills the time and I was entertained. 3 hours, still a bit long. It could have been shaved down in pockets. I know for those of you that have been watching these reviews are probably saying, why is he down on 3 hour films? I'm a huge Marvel fan. Even Endgame was a little long for me. But to that point, John Wick Chapter 4 is a solid 4 out of 5 stars for me. If you would like to catch John Wick Chapter 4, it is currently streaming on Stars. Now, let me do a quick shout out before I wrap. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. As of this posting on January 12th, I am just over the 50% mark. We did a push and jumped almost 20 new subscribers in the last 48 hours. So thank you all so much. Please help me continue spreading the word. I'm trying to hit 100, at least 100 subscribers by the end of this season, just over halfway there. Help me spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all other social media platforms for lots of fun cinematic goodness, both award season and not. And you can compare movie reviews with me on Letterboxd. Well, I will see everyone tomorrow as I keep moving along with the rest of the Globes, mostly weak. And I will be discussing another film that is in contention with many of the same categories as this one. And that franchise is almost 3 times as old as John Wick. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.